What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back to talk to you about the wonderful world of Warhammer 40k. I say that because I've been out of the loop for 40k stuff for quite a while now, since our playgroup, Gershwan, Docile Creature, and we've been basically focusing all our time and energy on getting to know the epicness that is Age of Sigmar. But don't fear, guys. Today we are talking about Warhammer 40k, and we're talking about the brand spanking new Psychic Awakening stuff that was revealed in today's Warhammer community article. So I'm gonna link the article down below because today I am talking about my favorite army, the Blood Angels. So in this whole new era, I guess you can say, in the timeline of Warhammer 40k, the Blood Angels are finally getting the limelight. They're getting the treatment that all the other successor chapters before them, and regular legions, or chapters for that matter, have gotten, and that is supplements. So whether this will be a supplement for the Blood Angels, a brand new Codex, or just a rules update that's going to be in the new Psychic Awakening book, that kind of we'll see what happens with that. But I wanted to check it out to see what new abilities they got, if they got any new models, which I already know that they do have a brand new model for Mephiston, and he's become a Primaris. Surprise, surprise. Which I don't know how I feel about that. GW said that they weren't going to make Space Marines, the old school Space Marines, obsolete, but they are giving the Primaris upgrade to a lot of named characters. And as cool as it is, I like the OG Space Marines. I mean, yeah, Primaris are cool and all, but I don't know. But anyway, let's dive into these brand spanking new rules and whatnot for the Blood Angels. Quick little plug, the whole reason why I love the Blood Angels so much is because they are the basis for my fan chapter, The Celestial Sons. Recently, I put out a compilation of all the quote-unquote official fan lore for my Blood Angels, aka the fan lore, The Celestial Sons, in a playlist below. I will have that linked at the end of the video so you guys can check it out. It's a very, in my opinion, since I wrote it, it's a very good storyline. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, let's dive into this article. So first and foremost, the thing that stood out to me right off the bat is that this article states that the Blood Angels are compliant with the Codex Astartes. So even though they have their own company of the Black Rage guys, the Death Legion, even though they have sanguinary guards and sanguinary priests and such, apparently they're still compliant with the Codex, which I guess they're overlooking that. But anyway, that's pretty cool, because what this means is that they now have the abilities They Shall Know No Fear, Bolter Discipline, Shock Assault, and Combat Doctrines, which this is really good because this basically now brings them to the same level as all the other supplements that were given to all the other Space Marine chapters, which was weird. I always wondered why they were Space Marines, but they didn't have And They Shall Know No Fear, but they have it now, so whoop-de-doo. It's also really strange that with all these, like I mentioned, the Red Thirst and the Black Rage, how even though these genetic abnormalities are present, I'm pretty sure they're going to add the Primaris to them. So I'm really interested to see if the Primaris will also have these mutations, which from what I've should have known, or from what I've been reading, that when Belisarius Cawl created the Primaris, they didn't have any gene deficiencies. So let's see what happens. I'm kind of leaning more towards they're not, and they're just gonna make Primaris just regular Space or Blood Angels that don't have these mutations. But let's keep going. Let's see what this article has to say. So if you end up playing your army list with all Blood Angels, you get the Savage Echo rules, meaning that while the Assault Doctrine is active, If a unit with this ability has charged, performed a heroic intervention, then that unit gets a +1 to their attack characteristics until the end of turn. And it says that it is a cumulative bonus with models that receive the Shock Assault ability. So that's pretty cool. If you play Blood Angels, you really want to be in close combat. You get jump troops, Sanguinary Guard have the jump packs. It's always best to have your army charging the enemy and not really out trying to shoot them. So this really helps them a lot, and it kind of focuses your playstyle towards one of a more close combat aspect. One of the main reasons as to why I chose the Blood Angels to be the basis for my Celestial Sons is that I love Psychers, and most of all, I love dreadnoughts. And with this next ability, the Biomantic Sarcophagus, it basically means that my Librarian dreadnoughts are even more powerful. This can only be given to a Librarian dreadnought, and it adds 6 inches to the range of psychic powers that Librarian can manifest, as long as they're from the Sanguinary Discipline, which you kind of want to focus on that discipline, mainly because you get the Shield of Sanguinius, the Wings of Sanguinius, and those are really awesome. Basically what this means is you can give an invulnerable save to maybe a unit that's about to be charged or shot up, or you can give yourself the ability to fly 12 inches. That's really great, especially since you're a dreadnought. That just means you're one step closer to charging the enemies, and like I said previous, that's exactly where you want to be. And on top of this, you also get to re-roll one of the dice when denying the witch or when doing a psychic test. So this just means that you have a higher chance of getting off the psychic ability or stopping one of your opponents. So this is really, really good. Lore-wise, what this means is that your sarcophagus projects and refines the mind of the injured warrior within. Psychically sensitive filaments are threaded throughout, and it basically means that the Librarian's biological remains have become enforced with more psychic power. Dangerously cascading energies are siphoned through the crystal wafers, while the Librarian's powers are channeled along every arcane angle of their sarcophagus's psychic architecture. Very lavishly worded. Congratulations. That's a very interesting way of saying that the frame of the dreadnought is empowering the psychic mind of the psyker to be more strong. More strong? Again, I can't English today. But anyway, let's keep going. Hopefully it answers some questions about the Primaris and what they got. So the first thing I see that has to do with Primaris is that there's a new stratagem worth 2 command points. This stratagem is only for a Blood Angel Intercessor or a Death Company Intercessor unit. This is interesting because it says Death Company Intercessors, and Intercessors are indeed Primaris. So this confirms that Blood Angel Primaris Marines can indeed fall to the mutations of the gene seed, such as the Black Rage. So anyway, what this 2-point command point thing is that until the end of a shooting phase, bolt rifles are now type rapid fire 2. Cool, you get more shooting, but again, that's not really what you want to focus on, especially if you're a Death Company model. That just means you have to get into close combat even quicker to do maximum damage. After that little snippet, it does say that, what's this? Death Company Intercessors? It was thought that Primaris Space Marines might be immune to the Black Rage, but the legacy of Sanguinius flows in their veins. That's not a good thing. That is not a good thing. However, that's really awesome because that just means you can convert your Primaris into that awesome black and red armor. And I can't wait to see all of these conversions for a Death Company Dreadnought, especially a Primaris one. That's going to look amazing, which that's really cool. So again, what the Black Rage does is it just adds 1 to the attacks of a model when it charges. If you will lose a wound, you roll a d6. Essentially, that wound is not lost. So a 6-up, feel no pain, and +1 to an attack when you charge. Again, your army's meant to charge, you're meant to be doing a lot of things in close combat. So you always got to position yourself in a way where you won't be charged, but you won't charge your opponent. Because if you get countercharged, that really sucks. It means you're not getting that +1 attack. And 6+ feel no pain, while it's good, it's not great. So again, you do not want to be there. You do get a special ability if you're a Flesh Terror called the Fury Within. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model with this ability in a turn in which that model's unit made a charge move. Wow, very wordy. Basically, you add 1 to the wound roll. In addition, when resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by a model in this unit on an unmodified wound roll of 6, improve that weapon's AP by 1. So basically, if you're a Flesh Terror and you charged in, you're going to roll to wound easier and you're going to do more damage. Basically, you're going to attack with so much ferocity that you're going to pierce the armor of the enemy a lot easier, which is really cool. And finally, we're going to finish off with Mephiston. Again, Mephiston becoming a Primaris, it's cool and all. I really wanted Dante to become Primaris, just because it would have, I don't know, I just wanted to see what his sculpt would have looked like, even though he already had kind of a new sculpt in Finecast. But regardless, the Chief Librarian here looks pretty beastly. He has an extra wound, an extra attack. His Vitarius is a ×2 strength, -3 AP, D3 wounds, or D3 damage. So overall, he's gotten a little bit of a buff. I don't have any characters based on Mephiston. I might in my Celestial Sons, but as of right now, I don't have any plans to. But yeah, that was the chapter focus for the Blood Angels for this new Psychic Awakening. What did you guys think? I, for one, I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not excited to add any of these new rules to my Celestial Sons, for that matter. It's cool that they finally leveled the playing field, giving them all the things that the supplement chapters got. So that's cool. Yeah, I'm even more intrigued now as to why these Primaris still have the Black Rage and the Red Thirst and all that. Probably just to make them the same as the regular Marines. But yeah, I always thought Primaris couldn't get these gene mutations. So does that mean we get to see Primaris Wolfen when the Space Wolves get their chapter Codex buffs? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the comments, guys. If you want more lore on my Celestial Sons, video will be linked in just a few seconds. And that's all I got for today. This has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.